A case now of complete control. Just eases him off the ball. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, that's well spotted. That's it, 45 minutes up. But I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kickoff.
It's an eye-catching scoreline, but it's a fair reflection on what we've just seen in this first half, Peter. Now they just need to make sure they retain their focus until the very end. No slip-ups.
Barcelona, seemingly the only team to have turned up here. It is 3-0 at the break. The second half is up and running. That has been slung wide. Cruyff's cross. Oh, good climb! And a neat finish! Untouchable, remorseless, relentless, a class of their own. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Barcelona are having a ball here. Ruben Neves. Distributed tidily. Fermin. Nicely aimed pass. Schneider. Cruyff being hounded, manhandled at times.
Well, learning from your mistakes and not repeating them is never completely guaranteed, but...
Header! And he steered it beyond the post.
Incredible. He had all the time in the world to pick his spot as well.
Molina. And Simeone. Ferdinand. That's a good ball out wide. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Shot a goal! Now, who's going to be first to this? Goal kick. No, I stand corrected. It's a corner. Chance! And it's in! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Now it's Luis Suarez. Can he get on the end of this? And this is Messi. That's the keeper's ball. Mateus. And here's Cruyff. Nice looking ball. It's a goal kick. And it's Messi. Messi going face to face with his great rival. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace. Suarez clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find some?
He's going for goal! Oh, he really got hold of that.
Nagoya Grampus really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
Messi. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Schneider is having a shot! And he hits the net! The crowd demanded, and he was thrilled to oblige.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
Nagoya Grampus have opted to make another change here. Kubo getting the call here in what can be interpreted as a clear show of intent.
Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
Oh, good-looking ball. Chance! And there's a goal! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish. And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Nagoya Grampus still making a fight. That's that, the end. So a real showpiece win. This lot was simply far too clever for their opponents, and despite their best endeavours, it has ended in an easy win. Cruyff claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So straight into the action. So there he is, Wesley Schneider, a terrific playmaker.
Yeah, one of the very best to emerge.
Real chance! And that would have been some goal.
Well, such a fabulous run, and he was fully intent on rounding it off in some style. Great strength, wonderful skill, terrific balance, but he seems to have rushed the finish.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Mateus.
Suarez clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Now it's Aguero. And this is Aguero. Oh, he's having a go! I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
Albert Ferrer. No change to the score, 0-0 it remains. Ruggeri. Rijkaard. And it's Messi. Ruben Neves. Played out to the left flank.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Mateus. Chance! Goal! Barcelona! And we have liftoff! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
Barcelona have broken through. It's 1-0.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Ah, looks a smashing ball. Takes it, and he scores! Oh, but the flag's up.
Well, I think he knew, Peter, the way he sheepishly looked across.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. Schneider. And here's Suarez. Chance for a shot! Not a bad try by any means.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Cruyff, looking for options for movement. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. And this is Aguero. And it's Messi. Schneider. Now it's Cruyff. Mateus! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, that always looked a little ambitious for me, but still, at least he had the confidence to take it on.
Oh, good-looking ball. Messi. Over to the right flank. Messi. Great vision. Neuer claims comfortably. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. So your views on the first half?
Okay, they got hit with that one sucker punch, but I don't think there was much wrong with their overall approach. I think the boss needs to give his team a lift during the break, and they should still be quite buoyant.
Barcelona just about ahead, 1-0 at the break. So let's get the ball rolling.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. In tight
Shoots! Well taken goal. And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
Barcelona are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Vardiol. For Rice. Now it's Mbappe. Nicely spread. Now it's Messi. Messi. And he's in on... And the shot! And he couldn't finish.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender. Stay onside.
Cruyff! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are disappearing out of sight. Barcelona find a position of real strength now.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
He can run onto that. He has found the way. It's Luis Suarez! And it's in! There is a man right at the top of his game, and he just knows it.
Yeah, a fantastic run and a fantastic pass to play him in. Both needed to be timed to perfection, and they were.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Barcelona are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been...
He's in! Must be! And there's the shot! He's got a goal! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
It's a really well-measured ball. Messi. Shot at goal! And that's wide.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
Pressing high and with purpose. Messi. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Now it's Cruyff. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending and they got away with it.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Messi. Rice. Now it's Messi. Messi ploughing through the middle. Shapes to shoot! And he couldn't quite make it 6.
Spirited to say the least. Certainly gave this crowd something to really cheer about. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Crosses it in. Oh, good effort! And that's in! And it is becoming almost too painful to watch. Where to next?
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
How many? Just how many? Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, to wait until now to make this change seems a bit baffling. He's expecting the miraculous to turn this around from here. Look, this is so frustrating. Passing without any end product is just passing time.
Threads one in. Ruggeri. And it's Rijkaard. Passing is crisp and sharp. Mayu. And the shot! And he's following up! Goal! Not so much sophistication as doggedness and sheer bloody-mindedness.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Inter Milan have turned to their bench and we're going to and that is as far as it goes. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one outcome. Luis Suarez, very much the man of the moment. His boots at their twinkling best. Milan do have the look of a team with genuine ambition. Already on the cusp of promotion, they are looking to make a statement here. We are more than ready. We are, of course, at the future Nou Camp. Given a new look after 4 years of renovations, it is bigger, better, and ever more beautiful. So it's away we go then. Milan need all the support they can get here. To say this is crucial would be to understate massively. He's rising! I think that's offside. Yes, it is. And no, that was never going to make it. And it's Luis Suarez, spread out to the left. And this is Cruyff. There's the shot! Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, Peter, this now poses the question of stick or twist. Do they immediately go for another one or sit back and wait patiently?
Big chance! And he's stuck it away. 2, and we've barely begun here. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, a little more decisiveness on the ball and that probably wouldn't have happened, but still, it was very well played. Great pressure to force the error.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Lovely feet. Germany claiming a corner, and the referee concurs. Alexander-Arnold goes short. Messi's cross. Oh, that's a fine interception. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Matthäus tries to pass it. And the shot! Relentless! Just relentless! They are purring, truly purring. That was easy, almost too easy.
Suarez really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Can he get on the end of this? And this is Cruyff. Mateus! And there's a goal! And they're threatening to fly away here. And he stuck it away as if laser guided.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
This is a gloriously greedy performance.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Memphis Depay. Schneider. And a chance! He's been caught on it here. Cross in, and one more try. Well taken goal. And with that, he takes home the match ball.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
Milan are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
And it's Camavinga. Luis Suarez, never out of the action for very long.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Luis Suarez! And that's a good finish. A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option. I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Now, can they get him away? In towards the... Goes for a shot! And it's in! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
At least that has given their people something to smile about. Camavinga. Messi. Memphis Depay. So a temporary halt to the action. Well, what a half they've had. Cruising to victory, and it's only half-time. Astonishing.
Milan are looking as solid as I've seen for some time. All departments are working strongly, and this can do their confidence a whole power of good.
Milan have had it all their own way so far then, and they go in at the break in an utterly dominant position. And here is the first touch of the second half. Played down the flank. Oh, sweet feet. In by Messi. Back in once more. And that has been cleared. Milan are looking to break at pace. Nedved, nicely spread. And it's Messi. Floated through. Real chance! And no mistake. And this is getting ridiculous. Borderline crazy.
Well, it's a goal fest, and the fact it's so one-sided now is getting scary.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Alexander-Arnold. Memphis Depay.
That dugout has had some relief at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
He has found the way through. Oh, what a ball! Camavinga. Now it's Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Aimed beyond the defence. Drills one. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, there's the clearance. Drives it in. Oh, good effort! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Threads one in. Now it's Bergkamp. Simeone finding himself in space. That's a sharp pass. And they can counter here. Aguero running with intent. Now this could be a chance. Oh, good. And the shot! He's got a goal! And it is becoming almost too painful to watch. Where to next?
Some of those players look totally lost out there now, Peter, and you can't blame them.
Germany making further changes here and in quick succession.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass and a tricky one at that.
Schneider hangs one in. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. Sergi gets across to intercept that. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Milan clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And he's managed to get rid. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Raya claims comfortably. And he was quick to react. Now it's Aguero. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Takes a shot! Oh, good finish! But that is not going to count.
Well, I think he knew, Peter, the way he sheepishly looked across.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. 5 minutes to add. Oh, super find. Now it's Messi. Oh, they can break here. And this is Aguero. Oh, he's all alone. Now, who's going to be first to this? Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. A statement win on a crucial day, and now major tests await. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Milan really deserve full marks to have come through such a difficult game in the manner they did. There's always a feeling that the fear of losing is what ultimately decides games like this, but not on this occasion. They played the game and the occasion beautifully.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. So here we are, a new chapter begins, new heroes will arise, new legends will be written. It is time to turn the page. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then. So there he is, Wesley Sneijder, a terrific playmaker.
Yeah, one of the very best to emerge from that legendary Amsterdam production line. An old-style number 10 whose ability...
And a chance! It's there!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
So a breakthrough already. Messi. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Great chance! And yes, it's there! They have heard the starter's pistol and come racing out of the blocks. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Milan are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Albert Ferrer did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And it's Cruyff. Can he get on the end of this? Great ball, and he's in here. Can he finish? Yes! And there's your hat-trick hero. He is simply indefatigable. And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Milan find a position of real strength now.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
Now it's Luis Suarez. That ball looks a good one. And Cruyff! Saka for Ferran Torres. Shevchenko. Eze. Now, can they get him away? Schneider played out to the left flank. And this is Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez! And how good was that? A finish of true class. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
He's got 4. That is remarkable. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Sergi spots it and intercepts. Now it's Messi. Tries to pass it through. Schneider. And that's a simple one for the keeper. Schneider. That's destined for the flank. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Mateus. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. He's in a great position here. It's Schneider! He's got a goal! They are purring, truly purring.
Look, all they want to hear right now is the final whistle. They've been humiliated.
This is a gloriously greedy performance.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Referee's given a throw. Schneider. Schneider. That's a cute ball. And he's intervened well there. Nico Williams. And here's Suarez. And here's Cruyff. It's a sweeping cross. Akanji clears it away. And for the first half, that is that. Staggering, just staggering. Not in their wildest dreams would they have expected a half-time scoreline like this.
Milan really are in control here. They've done exactly what they set out to do. There's a genuine flow about their football, and some of the stuff they've played so far has been great on the eye.
Milan look as though they have this game won. They've been firing and scoring at will. So we're underway for the second half. Albert Ferrer. Now it's Messi. And it's Messi. Chance, surely! Well, he caught that pure, but no end product.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Schneider. Spread to the right. Nico Williams in acres of space out wide. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Luis Suarez, and he is dashing away.
Milan have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And this is Cruyff. And now a sudden chance to counter. Luis Suarez being hounded, manhandled at times.
Oh, look, Peter, this has been a textbook illustration of how not to defend, and finally they've decided to single him out.
Some resolute defending there. Mateus.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Oh, that's an excellent interception. Ferran Torres, and that's really well manoeuvred. It's Saka. Ruben Neves. Mateus conjures time and space where few can. Can he get it through? And he's in. There's the shot! And no mistake. And this is getting ridiculous. Borderline crazy.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
Van Dijk. Rice. It's a really well-measured ball. Williams. Cross into the box. And the keeper beats it away. Ruben Neves. Ferdinand. Albert Ferrer. Threads one in.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
And he shoots! Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. And that has been knocked clear. Nicely weighted. Real chance! No, that's just wide. Camavinga. Ferran Torres. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Played out towards the right wing. Messi. Now there's a fine ball. He's had a shot! It's a goal! And the headlines continue to get darker and darker.
Absolutely no element of fluke either. Makes this even more worrying in some ways.
Akanji. And the number on the board is 3. Shin to shin. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Milan can look back on a nigh-on perfect performance here. A super contest in which they swept their opponents aside ruthlessly. Luis Suarez, very much the hero in this game. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
I think we just saw a team.
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Things already rolling.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you can expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements, overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get those right, and this can be a very effective system.
A tried and tested formula.
And believe it or not, Peter, we even did that back in my day.
Arsenal have the chance to go the other way. Oh, he's having a go! And that is doing no harm at all.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Now it's Mbappe. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Peter, this guy, Luis Diaz, is someone I like a lot for his versatility that makes him suited for a very fluid front line. I mean, by trade, yes, he's a left winger, but he's proven himself to be decent with his back to goal, and he's a player with the potential to be...
Here's a chance! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
That's a sharp pass. Great ball, and he's in here. And he's in on goal. Luis Suarez! Goal, Milan! And we have liftoff. It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Milan are in front now, the game's only goal.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Oh, that's fabulous. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Pass somewhat off target. Rijkaard. Pedro Porro. Almost half an hour in now. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Rijkaard demonstrating his defensive quality there. High. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Good defending there. They've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. And that pass just didn't quite work. Mateus! Oh, he's been caught on it here. And it's shot, surely! It's a goal! And that takes him up to 30. Simplicity itself.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Milan are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
And here's chance for a shot! And that caused a fair bit of alarm.
Shevchenko certainly made the right decision there to hit it first time. I had the feeling he might try it the way the ball arrived.
Albert Ferrer. And it's Ruben Neves. And it's Messi. Ambitious ball here. Suarez gets flagged offside. Over to the right flank. And that signals the end of the first period. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Milan are heading into the break, very happy with how it's gone so far. Back on the way then. And he's picked it up out wide. In by... Oh, good climb! Relentless! Just relentless! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. Devoid of any complexity, but boy was that certain.
Yeah, but I think most of the credit has to go for the ball into the box, Peter. Just came in at the perfect time and the perfect angle.
A case now of complete control. And here's Diaz. He'll try from distance. Lacking in accuracy.
Well, if they hope to have any chance of turning this round, they have to abandon their shoot on sight policy. It's just not working.
Cruyff plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Schneider, that's a good ball out wide. Space for him to turn and look. No way through, so back it comes. Mateus! And it's come back out to him. Oh, good finish. They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Cruyff! Brought out the best in the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Showing good feet. Tries one from range. Against the crossbar. Cruyff finds himself offside. Vermaelen. Diaz. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Messi. Mateus being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, it very much looks like this defence has learned from its errors now.
He's had a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. For Musiala. Suarez does really well to win the ball there. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he welcomes it in. Shot could be on. Mateus, quality ball. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, perfectly measured that. He might be in here. Now, great chance! And it's in! And this is getting ridiculous, borderline crazy.
Look, all they want to hear right now is the final whistle. They've been humiliated.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Milan are at the peak of their powers. As for their opponents, a long way from that. And it's Messi. Looking for the run. And he welcomes it in. Takes a shot! Oh, denied at the last. Ferdinand gets it away. Arsenal are looking to go forward now. He won't be happy with that one. It says, has a look and plays it forward. Cruyff. And here's Suarez. Now it's Messi. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save. Rijkaard. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Milan can look back on a nigh-on perfect performance here. A super contest in which they swept their opponents aside ruthlessly. Luis Suarez claiming... So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff.
There's little doubt that Rui Costa will be conductor-in-chief in this lineup.
And you'd want to be... There's the shot! He's scored!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
Suarez really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
Norway are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. It's run loose here. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Mateus. Oh, he's having a go! He's done very well to get to that.
Mateus actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Cruyff! A real chance and a real let-off. Looking for options for movement. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance. Luis Suarez! Oh, how's that for a goal? About as smooth as it gets. And they're threatening to fly away here. That is lovely, finished with amazing expertise.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Shot, surely! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And look at his joy. Is this not why we love the game?
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
"3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Mateus. Oh, this is a terrific run.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And that is out and behind. It's a good block. Ferdinand goes looking wide. Oh, that was vital. Alexander-Arnold. Messi. It's Camavinga. Oh, there's the clearance. And it's Messi. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Haaland. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Messi. Played out wide. Deflected behind for a corner kick. And that has been knocked clear. And they've got a throw. Opts to play it back. This looks great chance! And yes, it's there! They will take that. They are absolutely ripping it up. And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Oh, what a hit, Peter. And there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured. It was simply inch perfect.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. And we've reached half-time. Well, what a half they've had. Cruising to victory, and it's only half-time. Astonishing.
Well, for me, it's a lead that's thoroughly deserved, Peter. They've been quicker to pretty much everything so far. The only thing you've got to wonder is, How taxing is this for the players? How long can they keep it up for? Are we going to see a fade in this second half?
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And we're already back up and running after half-time. Rui Costa. Now it's Haaland. And he's there to belt it away. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
And Cruyff! Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Getting up there! Oh, it's hit the post! He's put it wide.
Ruben Neves really reacted very quickly there, but couldn't quite find the finish he needed.
Vermaelen. Ferdinand is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Luis Suarez being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Chance here to counter. Valverde. Now it's Rui Costa. Now it's Haaland. And a chance! Well, he caught that pure, but no end product. Vermaelen. And it's Sergi. Vermaelen is the team's great visionary. Ruben Neves. That has been slung wide. Cruyff providing an outlet on that flank. That is a brilliant interception. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Played into space. Good ball over the top. That's the keeper's ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Ruben Neves. Now Albert Ferrer. And it's Messi. Plays a sharp little ball here.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Goulet's cross. Norway with a corner and hardly any time left on the clock. And he's there to clear it. And now a sudden chance to counter. Schneider. Cruyff. And this is Luis Suarez. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. In by Messi. And a header! And he's stuck it away! And it adds further to a heavily one-sided scoreline. This is getting punishing.
I can see some heads dropping here now, Peter. I see things getting even worse out there if they're not careful.
This is a gloriously greedy performance. And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one outcome. Luis Suarez, hat-trick scorer, massive. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Wow, this truly is impressive. The future Camp Nou, it has been christened. A show of power, prominence, prestige for Barcelona. We are just getting started.
In Paul Scholes, we have a player who can pull all the strings in midfield, one of England's best ever.
So unsung, but utterly appreciated by those he plays with.
Yeah, simply a master of passing, Peter. His ability to know what's going on around him at any given time makes him such a clever and hugely capable danger in this team.
Mateus! Mateus! Terrific from Mateus!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
He just absolutely speared that in.
And I think he's even surprised himself, Peter, in how well he caught that.
Iraq finding themselves unexpectedly behind. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. And here's Mbappe. Tries to pass it through. Out of play for a goal kick. First quarter of an hour gone. And it's Messi. That is good strength. Gets a good foot in there. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Shevchenko. This looks he's going for goal! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? That's just playing it safe and simple.
Scholes.
Bangladesh are clearly playing a patient game here, looking to pick out those runners.
Yeah, that's a lot of the forwards, this style, doesn't it? You need them to be very sharp, chasing non-stop, running after lost causes.
Yeah, and you need a lot of movement up front if you're going to make it work.
And here's Suarez. Shapes to shoot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Rice. Bangladesh leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. And that's a good ball. It's Luis Suarez! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Bangladesh really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Zabani gets it away. And it's Cruyff. Cruyff! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Rice. Bangladesh looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Scholes. Now Mbappe. Rice. Goes looking wide. Now it's Doku. That's tidy. Requires real discipline to defend this deep, and they are showing just such discipline. And that is the end of the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Bangladesh up by 1 goal at the halfway point.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Bangladesh are 1-0 up at half-time, and it's all to play for. And so the action is resumed.
Bangladesh definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Luis Suarez. Schneider. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Bangladesh just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Rice. Now Mbappe. And no, he's seen through all of that. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. It's a really well-measured ball. Messi. Hoisted. Oh, shooting chance!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Has a look and place it forward. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Albert Ferrer. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's a natural instinct to defend when ahead, but it's too early for them to settle into that practice just now.
And this is Luis Suarez. Tries a shot!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
Now it's Rice. Picked out brilliantly. He's found some real chance!
Iraq really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
He's found space here. Great ball, and he's in here. Can he finish? And that really should have been that.
Suarez really should have done better there. I just hope for his sake that he doesn't live to regret that.
Iraq have turned to their bench, and we're going to have a substitution. Not the most accurate pass. A probing pass.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement.
And the shot! It's a loose ball.
Bangladesh can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Ferran Torres picks it up out wide. Over to the right flank. Rogers has it in a wide position. Getting up there! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Albert Ferrer. That's that, the end. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line. Quite a ride. Mateus picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Bangladesh honestly could have done themselves a real favour by trying to make more of what they had in the minutes after the goal. But with the control they had, they were never really under threat of losing this, Peter.
And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. A very good evening to you all. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We are just getting started. Well, now here is a young man who really does seem to have the whole world at his feet. Lamine tries a shot! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, we can't fault him for the attempt, although it might have been a case of momentary tunnel vision then.
And it's Marino. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And Shevchenko! And he should have made them pay.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Albert Ferrer. Messi. To Ruben Neves. Spread out to the left. Cruyff. Look at the shot at goal! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Bangladesh really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
And now a sudden chance to counter. He'll try from distance! And that was precious close.
Oh, he got lots of power behind that, just couldn't quite get it on target.
Biner. And it's Marino. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. Hakimi got a long way forward to join the attack. And this is Luis Suarez. A lot of space ahead of him. It's a great chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, he may have snatched at that a bit, even though it was quite close.
Schneider. Bangladesh
really do like their passes from deep, Peter.
making good use of that quarterback position, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is a system that can only work if you have the players who are willing to run at and beyond.
He's having a shot! And he couldn't finish.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Schneider. And it's Sergi. And here's Suarez. Now that looks a decent ball. Can he finish? Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Mateus deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Cruyff! He doesn't look too happy with that.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Biner. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Distributed tidily. Yamal. Oh, that's neat. And this is shoots! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Oh, shooting chance! No, just over.
Oh, did the keeper have that covered? I'm not sure he did. I think I need a replay on that one.
Ruben Neves. Mateus. Knocks it into space. And it's made its way to him. Tries one from range. Oh, it's come off the upright. Hakimi. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I think despite the scoreline, Peter, there's only one team in it. They might not have made the most of their chances so far, but I see no signs of frustration creeping in. Maybe a bit of fine-tuning during the break, and they should get their reward in the second half.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. So we're underway for the second half. So neither side has yet broken through. He's shifting through the gears here. Shot could be... Decent chance! Marvellous goal!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So the first goal of the game.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so. Chance, surely! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
Bangladesh are doing very nicely, thank you.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Schneider did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Suarez receives it in a wide position. So no flag here. Lovely bit of skill. It's anyone's ball now. Big chance! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. Such thrill, such noise, and how this matters. He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
A case now of complete control.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Ruben Neves is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
He has found the way through. Raya claims comfortably.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Shevchenko. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Now it's Cruyff.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Alexander-Arnold. And it's Marino. Now it's Shevchenko. Foot in. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. Now it's Cruyff. Spread to the right. Throw in. Albert Ferrer has it in a wide position. Pavlovic. That's a good ball out wide. Now is this the final assault? Ruben Neves looking understandably energised after his goal. Schneider, quality ball. And there's green grass ahead of him. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Bangladesh really have hit the heights, a tour de force that has left their opponents reeling, and that is what tends to happen when they do their thing. Ruben Neves picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
I think we just saw a team winning by playing to their strengths. There was a clear picture of what they set out to do, and the players were determined to deliver it, and they did.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. This is where they want to be, one small step away from greatness. Win today, and they will be up there amongst the elite. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's down to business here. Bangladesh need all the support they can get here. To say this is crucial would be to understate massively. Ah, he's given it away. It's a really well-measured ball. Neither of these two want to come off second best.
Lamine Yamal clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do it.
Oh, good climb! Oh, that was no routine save.
Suarez is offering a wry smile there.
And it's Messi. Looking for a runner. And he's in on goal. Can he finish? Oh, the ball. And again. Of course! The goal for which they thirsted. The goal for which they craved. Now, full steam ahead to the ultimate prize. Mateus at his razor-sharp best there.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
Bangladesh penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead.
How important will this turn out to be? This is going to give them a lot more options now.
Bangladesh do seem to have a very clear game plan here, Jim.
Yeah, they're set up to play those long balls from deep, Peter. The front men have certainly been busy making the runs.
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, he's trying to skip past his man. Messi purring through the gears. Madrid do have a chance to counter here. And he's forced to go back. Alexander-Arnold. Spread to the right. And here's Yamal. Tries to play it through. Hakimi gets into a good position. Oh, that's nice. And he's gone backward here. Takes a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? One 0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. Cruyff. And here's Suarez. Oh, a delicate chip through. There's the header! Denied by an instinctive save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And now they can spring out of defence. He's on it. Can he get away? Yamal. That is good strength. Goes for a shot! Cruyff. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Bangladesh just ahead then as we reach 45 minutes.
Yeah, the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game as well as intent, but I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Bangladesh just about ahead, 1-0 at the break. Down to business again. Bangladesh currently ahead by the smallest of margins. Mateus conjures time and space where few can. Alexander-Arnold. Fernandez. Now it's Shevchenko. That ball looks a good one. Unai Simon gets his hands on it and the danger is averted. Searching pass he's played there. Tries a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And that's a tidy finish. A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control. Sharp, simple, satisfying. He just knew what was on.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Mateus, and he's definitely onside. Ronaldo clears it away. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Yamal picks it up out wide. Yamal will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Mateus has found the net here, of course. Nicely weighted ball. It's Luis Suarez! That was superb goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Madrid can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, this could be an indication that the team are setting themselves up for the counter-attack here, Peter, and he is very good at that type of thing.
Cross to the back post. Madrid have the chance to go the other way. And it's Cruyff. And this is Luis Suarez. Played out to the left flank. Luis Suarez currently being consciously targeted.
Well, he continually breaks the lines and gets himself into terrific positions.
Bangladesh can see it. A mere distant dream at the start of it all, but it is now very much within reach.
Exciting times ahead, but can they make sure they maintain control until the final?
Shoots! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Madrid have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution. Brilliantly cut out. Has another go! And a neat finish! With so little time left, grandstand finish! He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
That's really good anticipation too, Peter. Just instinctively knew where the ball would be and where he needed to put himself.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Madrid give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to...
Luis Suarez! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
5 minutes to add. Schneider. And that's a nicely shaped ball. Now there's a fine... Big chance! It's a goal! More or less by himself, as cool as you like.
Peter, I can tell you, that was nothing short of a cold-blooded execution.
That's at the end. A statement win on a crucial day, and now major tests await. Your final thoughts, Jim?
What a game. What a performance. And right when they needed it, Peter. How many teams have in the past got it so wrong on the day and took a long time to recover or worse? I just think we should offer our congratulations.
And with that, it's time for me to thank Jim Beglin and to wish you a very good evening. Bangladesh are looking to get a flying start here in the long race towards the finish line. This is a day for optimism, for hope, for dreaming of what might be. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Yamal, showing good feet. Oh no! Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Now it's Cruyff.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
And it's Messi. Aimed beyond the defence. Peruzzi gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. So, Jim, tell me this. Who are you looking for in particular here?
Well,
And Messi! And for a moment, time stood still.
I'm really impressed with the tenacity he's shown to intercept that. That's how they're going to make things happen.
Ono getting this one clear. Milan are looking to go forward now. Dumfries. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Ferdinand is a man so notably robust and resolute in his defending. Now it's Messi. Ono. Spread it left. Looking for options for movement. Yamal! Oh, that's fabulous! A finish of true class! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
And the first thing he's going to do here, Peter, is thank his teammate for the pass. It put it on a plate for him.
Milan have taken the lead.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Approaching the half-hour mark. Gakpo. And here's Mbappe. Gakpo. Caicedo. Albert Ferrer. And Mateus. Albert Ferrer. Mateus. Played towards the other side.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
And it's Schneider. Played out towards the right wing. Yamal looking to add to his goal. Engages and forces him off the ball. Knocks it into space. Now there's a fine ball. Oh, that's an excellent interception. Swung over. Gakpo. No, that's been intercepted. Ruben Neves. And that signals the end of the first period. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Bangladesh come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
Well, obviously things are not good, Peter. It seems the team were just a bit too busy playing within themselves, too tentative. They have to improve and make it fast.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Down to business again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
To Vermaelen. And it's Schneider. Ruben Neves. Bangladesh can now introduce the first of their substitutes. And now a sudden chance to counter. Dumfries. To Ono. Now it's Mbappe. Yamal going face-to-face with his great rival. And he's there to clear it. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Pacho. Nicely aimed pass. Ono. Looking for the run. Mbappe. And that was very necessary. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. And he's in on goal. And the shot! Aguero! He just does goals! He's got himself an absolute peach. They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
It's just sloppy to lose the ball like that, Peter. The ease which they were able to cut through them from there, that definitely doesn't have a good look about it.
Bangladesh restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Schneider. Now it's Cruyff. Nedved. Aguero. It's Aguero! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Aguero clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Time then for the first substitution of the game. And it's been taken short. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Pinches it off him. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Ruben Neves. Passing is crisp and sharp. Chance! Oh, good finish. They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Bangladesh have their lead.
I just think this has been a lesson in character, togetherness and composure. I think most teams would have crumbled by now, but this refusal to give up is brilliant.
He's found a way through. Real chance here. He's having a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball.
Bangladesh can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Takes the shot! He's got away with one there. Yamal, the man with the tools to make a difference here. Nedved. Ruben Neves.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
The ball's gone astray. That's good play. Messi! And he has kept it out. And that is that. So the winners, bullish and belligerent after a remarkable collective effort. Fall behind they may have done, but...